I wanted to talk about, basically I wanted to talk about Swindon because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Obviously I was born here, it kind of rings true to me, and it kind of, the stuff I've been thinking about. Yeah, I think one of the main things I wanted to talk about was obviously the revamping Fleming Way. I did a video a few months ago about talking about the revamping Fleming Way and everything, or kind of, the thing about doing the coat war in the past. I think I did a video a few months ago wearing this same shirt. I think I did it in my bedroom, and I had obviously short hair and a beard then. Obviously I completely changed and I look quite a bit different, but yeah, so I wanted to talk about Swindon. I feel like I just want to get straight into it. The town centre is quite a big town centre. I feel if you compare to other places like Salisbury, even Bath, even Bristol in a way, even Bristol's a city, and just Swindon town centre is very big, and I just feel sometimes the council aren't really making the most of it. There's two roads that lead off from the town centre. There's the two main roads. The other commercial road isn't too bad, but with Princess Street and Fleming Way, there used to be a footbridge going over Princess Street. That went 6 years ago. It's a shame because Princess Street is a dual carriageway, and it's a shame because I would have much tried Kiss Jim or something, which was just opposite it. But it's a shame that they've done that. The council got rid of that, and on basically the Whalebridge roundabout, Princess Street, they got rid of the underpass right by where Jury's Inn is now. They got rid of the underpass there. And actually, even some of my family members used to use that to kind of walk and everything, to walk back and whatever, And it's a shame, I don't even remember using that underpass by Jury's Inn, and they got rid of that, and I can only go one way. And now it's going to be even worse. It's just ridiculous. They should have never touched it. Don't fix what's not broken. Don't fix what's working. And I think the council, have been a bit silly with this, and now they're getting rid of the Fleming Way underpass, which I think is perfect, and they're going to flatten it all. And also the hypocrisy of them removing underpasses, sort of by removing some of the underpasses. The one that I've infamously talked about, the Lawns underpass on middle of Queen's Drive, they've actually flattened it out now. I haven't used the Toucan crossing yet, but yeah, it's a shame they got rid of that as a dual carriageway. It's a lovely little walk. The actual underpass fits in with the topography of the surroundings. It kind of naturally dips with the hills of Lawns and everything. It seems so natural, the underpass, and now there's a crossing there. They've actually made one lane, or one road, one part of Queen's Drive. It's just one lane now, which I think is stupid, because like I say, Queen's Drive is main route to there before the A419, which surrounds Swindon. Swindon's a big town. It really should be a city, I think, but I've already talked about that, I think. But yeah, I just think the council, specifically about the town centre, they're not making the most of it. I think the council should make the most of the fact that Swindon town centre is really big. You compare like Regent Street, all the way up from the library and everything, all the way down to the very bottom by where Subway used to be, by Sir Daniel's Arms. That's a really long stretch. Regent Street's really, really long. And then you've got the other one, the Canal Walk, that goes all the way from you can even say by Cobbler's Corner by the bus station. Imagine all the way from the bus station, all the way there, pedestrian walkway, the underpass, which they're going to get rid of soon. All the way down to McDonald's, the other side, and even all the way up to Commercial Road. That stretch is really long. Swindon Town Centre is probably one of the biggest town centres in England. It's a really big town centre. And then even then they got a little sort of even at the bottom of town, they got up to Sir Daniel's Arms, they got a little bit of stretch there. Swindon town centre is really, really big, is what I'm trying to say. And whenever I go in there, I'm thinking the council just aren't making the most of it. You want to be extending pedestrian areas to be able to get through roads and get under roads and whatever. You should be extending them to branch off from the town centre, because the Canal Walk goes all the way up to I think there's a petrol station near West Swindon or something. The Canal Walk leads up to there, and then there's nothing there. There's not even any traffic lights. You have to just cross the road and then eventually get to Winchester or whatever. But I just think the council aren't making the most of how big the Swindon town centre is, and they're not making it the most user-friendly for pedestrians. I feel like this is a mistake. I feel like what the council are doing is actually a mistake. I feel like they should be, they should never remove that footbridge over Princess Street, because then you could, from the town centre you could walk all the way, imagine walking all the way from St Daniel's Arms, all the way up to the top of town, all the way crossing Princess Street, and then go all the way to Kiss Jim without having to cross a busy road. I think it's really, really good. I just don't like how they've done it. I just don't like how the council have, I just don't think they're making the most of it. I don't think they quite see it the way I do, obviously. That you should be making the most of making advantage of the pedestrian edge. They should never have taken that Wyvern Theatre car park. They should have extended it. It's just ridiculous. Because you can walk all the way to that Wyvern Theatre, and there's a little footbridge over the dual carriageway to the offices, ironically, to their offices. And they demolished it. And it's just infuriating, because I never even remember using it. I just think if you've got such a big town centre like Swindon is, you need to make the most of it. Extend the pedestrian areas to get through busy roads. Extend them. Branch them off from the bottom of town, from the top of town, from Fleming Way, from Princess Street. Perhaps they should even have something on Commercial Road. Commercial Road's a bit of a strange one, because it's not a dual carriageway, is it? It's a bit of a different one. It's not very wide roads. I don't know what I think Commercial Road I can understand not having anything. But the two main roads that branch off directly from the town centre are Princess Street and Fleming Way. Fleming Way has been demolished, and it's just you know, I just feel like they need to branch them off. They need to, you know, I don't know. I just feel there should be something on Station Road with that underpass there. I don't know. But like I said, I feel like, you know, back in the 70s when men had longer hair and everything, and underpasses were being built, I feel that's sort of where I belong, really. Because at the moment, all the underpasses are being removed. There's one on Lawns, in the middle of Queen's Drive leading up to Lawns Park, which I always used to walk to town. That's flattened now. It's gone. It's a two-can crossing. Yeah, one side of the road is only one lane, but it's still not ideal, really. And then I don't know about the Coat Water underpasses. They haven't even touched them yet, so hopefully they might leave those. We'll have to see. But then Drake's Way underpass, they kept, like, I did petitions on these. I might link them in actually, just to have interest. But it's just infuriating. And now they're getting rid of the Fleming Way underpass. They're going to flatten it, or I think it's going to be a bus boulevard, so only cars will be allowed through it. But it just annoys me. Make the most of how big Swindon town centre is. It's a really big town centre. People say, "Oh God, Swindon's just rubbish, just trashy. Oh God, Swindon's boring. There's nothing. Oh God, Bath's better." But that's ridiculous. If you look how big the Swindon town centre is, it's really big. Swindon town centre is really big. It's probably one of the biggest town centres in England, I'd say. It's really big. From the top of the library all the way down to Sir Daniel's Arms. Look how long that stretches. From Commercial Road, you know, there's little paved areas there by the car park. You can walk all the way down past McDonald's, all the way down to the parade, all the way down to Cobbler's Corner by the bus station. Look how long that stretches. And then you go further up and you go along by where Iceland is, by the crossing. You kind of go along there and you go up to Commercial Road. There's another stretch. There's so many pedestrian paved ways in the town centre. It's really big town centre. I don't think the council are making the most of it, and it bothers me. I'm thinking these are the two main roads, Princess Street. The footbridge you removed, so now people have to level cross the dual carriageway, and it makes my blood boil. I'm thinking, I was born here. I kind of have a lot of ideas about this. I feel like they should extend and branch out from the town centre to create more pedestrian ways to go over the busy roads, not remove them. It's infuriating. Like I said, a lot of shops have gone in the town centre. Debenhams has gone, McIlroy's has gone, Topman's gone, River Island's gone, Sainsbury's has gone, Morrison's by Regent Circus has gone. They're all gone. And that's another thing, by Regent Circus, they should have something there. They should have like a way you can cross over. They should have like a little underpass, or they should have something there. There's not even any traffic lights. I never cross there anyway. I always cross Commercial Road, and I cross that road to go to Regent Circus. But I just, like I said, as someone who's born in Swindon, lives in Swindon, I've had a lot of input, and I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking, you know, you should be extending the pedestrian areas to branch them off the town so people can. Because it feels good to be able to walk around it. And like I said, Swindon's, you know, got thousands of cars go through Swindon every day. You know, the amount of dual carriageways. It's got about 8-9 dual carriageways. It's got loads of dual carriageways, and it's just, you know, you think this in this vehicle car dominated society, it makes you feel a bit crazy. You think, oh God, all these cars driving around, they're not being, you know, they're not being seen. They're just driving around in the cars, and you're thinking, you want pedestrian friendly place. You want an area where you can be seen, where you can walk around and you can be seen. That's why I go into town, so I go outlets and whatever, because I want to be seen. I want people to look at me. That's why, you know, people might say whatever, I don't know, but I don't really stare at people. I'm just saying I like being seen. I like people to look at me. I kind of like feeling, you know, I'm being looked at. It makes me feel good in a weird way. But what I'm going to say is, you should be extending the pedestrian areas for people, because, you know, there's so many cars in Swindon. It's fine. It's not ideal. I don't really like cars, and in a big town you're going to get it. It's thousands of cars probably go through Swindon. It's got about 10 dual carriageways. Great Western Way, Cirencester Way, Marlborough Road, Thamesdown Drive, Princess Street, Fleming Way. It's got loads of dual carriageways. Cirencester Way, I think I just said. Obviously Queen's Drive, I'm forgetting the big one, Queen's Drive, Drake's Wales. But yeah, like I said, it's not all about that. I'm just thinking,